Today's show is presented by Podgo. Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with the advertisers that fit your audience. That's Podgo at podgo.co. Podgo, that's where the pods go.
Hello and welcome to the Infectious Groove Podcast, part of the Odd Pods Media Network. Recorded at the 33 1/3 Music Appreciation Center in Speakeasy, located just outside of Detroit, Michigan. The Infectious Groove Podcast is your source for jammy jams, music news, and the best in-depth music discussion. Thanks for joining us. Now here are your hosts.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Russ, and along with me is Kyle and Michelle. How y'all doing?
Oh, you know.
Do you want to share with the listeners why your day didn't start off well?
No.
No. In
I
short,
had a bad dream, man.
no, you didn't have a bad dream. You had a dream where someone disagreed with you, and then someone else liked that, and then you're mad at everyone now.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So just to bring the listeners into the kind of experience they're looking for today,
Yeah.
coming from a totally rational place.
How is that irrational?
Right. There's our first piece of feedback for the week. Someone explain to Michelle how that's rational or
Shoot
irrational.
me in a dream, you better wake up and apologize.
Oh, well done. Little Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Well done. So anyways, yeah, we have a fun topic of sorts. I like fun. I think we're going to make it fun. I think, but
I'm always fun.
We make everything fun.
313-364-9899.
Russ is going to murder me today.
Leave us a voicemail and let us know if, first of all, if Michelle is fun or rational. But the main topic for today, we're going to talk about how things have gone in the past year with this whole, I don't know if our listeners have heard about it, but there was a pandemic. And
Pandemic Lovato?
Yes. And it wildly affected music. And I just thought it would be fun for at least us to talk about how it affected us as far as like our music intake and certainly lack of live shows and so on, and leave it open for the listeners to share their experiences with us. So I thought that would be a fun topic for us to do. We had a new YouTube video come out this past week about bootlegs, which is something I've been talking to you about, Kyle, like some of the nicer music bootlegs that are out there now. And I had a couple of people comment and they were like, well, technically studio albums would be piracy, not bootlegs, but everybody calls them bootlegs. So, that's just live recordings and studio recordings.
I was going to say, what's the difference between buying a record like that and then just stealing it off the internet?
Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, so, but I wanted to put it up there, and it's more informational than anything. It's like what to look for and whatnot, and left it open for like, if you have questions, ask us before you just go buying stuff all willy-nilly. So,
Kyle.
Yeah, I've heard Kyle does buy records willy-nilly. And then other than that, though, we have all of our regular segments for you coming up, and this week feedback is brought to you by our sponsor, Manscaped, and they have a question. Got bush? You definitely do if you haven't tried the best products from our sponsor today, Manscaped. After using these life-changing products, you're going to want to join a ballsack beauty contest. We're looking out for you, too, because we have an exclusive 20% off discount. Use the code IGP20 at manscaped.com. Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full body grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0 kit. The Perfect Package 3.0 comes with the essential Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine. This trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. Inside the Perfect Package, you'll find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, making sure your balls are smelling majestic before your Tinder date. You'll also find the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, a spray-on testy toner that's designed to make your balls smell simply irresistible. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you use the code IGP20 at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for your bush trimming experience. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code IGP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com if you use the code IGP20. It's 2021 and you still got bush? Change that with Manscaped.
Feedback, Joe.
Don't worry about that. Right. Go rock and roll me without feedback.
Full disclosure, when I did that ad read, I added in the term simply irresistible because of Robert Palmer, and I almost put the noise from the song.
I really wish you would have.
Yeah, I know. There's still time.
There's still time.
I could throw it in the mix. So we do have a bunch of feedback to share, which is sweet. At the top of the show, I jokingly and very encouragingly said, please leave us a voicemail regarding Michelle's shenanigans, which people can do at 313-364-9899. But I have a bunch of feedback to share from last week's episode on a variety of things, most of which focuses focuses on our album review of Some Girls by the Rolling Stones. And I say that partially for the listeners and mostly for Michelle. We reviewed a Rolling Stones album last week. Yeah. And
how exciting.
We have a variety of things. We have one review of the show to share and a couple of different things. There's a personal attack on me from Nick from the Vinyl Dens. We'll get into that in a minute.
Do we have to go poop in someone's shoes?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we'll put it on our YouTube channel. So we got this feedback from Dean regarding our review of Some Girls. He said, "You are spot on with Beast of Burden. Either that or Moonlight Mile would be the songs I would show someone that didn't know what the Rolling Stones were all about. However, if they released a song about pizza being a burden on our lives, that would have been entertaining as well." Keith's voice is an acquired taste, so I see where Michelle is coming from on Before They Made Me Run, but I'm with you on Shattered. I don't think I would have changed my opinion if it was slotted somewhere else on the record. See, I do. I think I would like the song more if it was elsewhere. But anyways, I laughed at Kyle's appreciation for Jagger not giving a fuck with how people interpreted the title track. There certainly is something admirable about that approach, but it didn't age too well how Jagger responded. Michelle did cause me to have a mild stroke by saying that she could go without Beast of Burden, among others. Travesty. Between the three of you, though, I think it's a fair review. Not their best effort, but certainly contains a few gems. I still can't get over Michelle dismissing Beast of Burden like that.
Do you think that we need to have a disclaimer at the beginning of the show?
I think we have to have a giant intervention with you. Music. Right before we went on air, we did have a listener one time say that they wanted us to do a whole topic about how you don't actually like music.
What's music?
Yeah, we could do that. This one is more visual than anything, and I'm going to put this on our Instagram halfway through the week, but I sent this to Kyle and Michelle and showed it to them. We got a picture from a listener of their coffee literally having been spit all over their steering wheel. And it says, "This is what happens when you take a drink of your coffee just before you hear the new album review drop for the first time," which, if you haven't heard it, features Michelle saying one of her signature phrases.
So I'm pretty sure we do need a disclaimer.
Right, yeah, for sure. We had a new listener, Dion, weighed in with his thoughts on Some Girls and said, "Some Girls was my introduction to a then 19-year-old black kid, and Miss You was blasted on the radio. To me, this is the best Stones album, not only because it was their comeback, also because the album had a couple of different genres of music on it. Miss You was really cool because it was blasted all over the place, but when the Stones appeared on Saturday Night Live, they didn't even do the song, which I think was because it was overplayed. Anyways, me personally, I give Some Girls a 9. They put this album out during a great year for music, which was 1978, and a great year for this 10-year-old kid, which I thought was pretty cool. For me, I was 3 when it came out. The first Rolling Stones thing I can remember being big when I was a kid was Start Me Up, which was a couple of years later, and then I really didn't go back to dig into the earlier Stones until much later. So I always love that perspective of people that were there. Like my brother-in-law, just were talking recently about when you just walked into a record store and Black Sabbath was new, you brought it home and put it on, you were just like, what? What exactly is happening? So the Dad in the Rock podcast, who I've appeared on their show before, brings us this critical message.
Oh boy.
I have a beef with Michelle.
Oh God.
If I'd never heard Faraway Eyes, I would have lived a happy life. Now I'm forever scarred. Since she makes the playlist, I hold her personally responsible. Kyle and Russ, you rock. Michelle, do better. Now, this is where I got to spring into action here and defend Michelle. If we're going to do an album review, or we've done it for the first two, we would put the whole record on the playlist.
Yeah.
But we could, I don't know, we could put that motion out there. We could just put the non-stinkers on the playlist going forward.
Well, then we'd have to put everything, because Ramble Tamble over here likes all the songs.
Speaking of Ramble Tamble over here, Mike from Chicago replied.
Ramble Tamble Part 2?
Replied to our. So we put out a tweet asking for people's thoughts on our review, and then the Dad in the Rock podcast replied, and then Mike Downing replied to their reply and said, "So much disdain for Faraway Eyes. Ronnie Wood's pedal steel on that track is fire." And it was funny because after we recorded the episode, and at least two of us, you were okay. You were iffy on Faraway Eyes, right? It was just kind of there.
Yeah.
For you.
I don't think he had any stinkers.
But you and
I didn't have stinkers.
But you and I pooped on it.
Oh, for sure. Big poops.
So then right after we recorded the episode, I put up a Facebook message and was like, "Hey, we got a new episode coming next week, and we're going to review Some Girls." And Mike was the first comment. And he was like, "Man, Faraway Eyes is one of the best songs." Yeah. And I was like, "Damn it, I feel bad now." I mean, hey, you guys need to come over and re-record that whole second half. We got this piece of feedback from, not a feedback, actually, a job application from Jamie Porter. Because last week we had mentioned that once the show starts getting money, we want to get a Michelle translator intern. Jamie has turned in his application for the Michelle.
Oh, he understands me?
Translator position. Well, no, this is up to you. We'll call this his first interview. Okay. He said, here's his application. 5 out of 10, 0 stinkers equals top 5 greatest albums ever made.
Possibly.
So 5 out of 10 for 0 stinkers and greatest album ever made.
Not greatest.
You'll take it under advisement. At least.
I would rate that Google Translate like an 8 out of 10.
Oh, well, that's better than any album you've ever heard in your life. Holy shit.
We just haven't reviewed any of the albums that I like, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, you picked one.
You had to share some an album that you liked.
I was gonna pick like a brand new album, and then I was like, nobody really cares about what anybody else thinks.
I get to use my new drop.
What the hell's going on here? Good golly, Miss Molly.
Holy cow. That's right. I have a specific drop now for when Michelle confuses the hell out of Kyle and I. Nick Fowler from the Vinyl Den, who's been super supportive of us. I've mentioned this repeatedly. He's been super supportive of us, both YouTube and Facebook, which is awesome. Chose to personally attack me in the second half of this message. So we'll get there in a second. First half of this message says, I've never been a big Stones fan. It's probably been 20 plus years since I listened to Some Girls. I had to pause the show when you guys were talking about it to go and listen. I must have never really listened to the lyrics because I never noticed the pretty blatant misogyny and racism in the song, which is how we were the same way. We were all like, okay. I don't think it was their intent to come off that way, but it definitely seems to be how it's perceived. Overall, it's a pretty good album. I might pick up a copy if I find a good used version of it. Now, the second half of Nick's message, which, by the way, for both of you, I should say the song that I complained about heavily last week by Pink Floyd is called Louder Than Words. Nick goes on to say, on a side note, Louder Than Words is not that bad of a song. I think it's just an okay track. I don't think it was the best way to close out Pink Floyd's career, but Dave has never been a good lyricist without Roger or Rick, so I wouldn't expect much. Great episode, and I love the album reviews. And I replied to Nick and said that Louder Than Words makes me physically angry to hear. Like when it starts. Wait,
nowhere in there was your name David Gilmour? No, I didn't hear him personally attack you.
It was the thing where he disagreed with my opinion.
Oh,
you've done it before.
You can relate. Can't you?
We're not allowed to disagree anymore.
How long have we known each other?
Didn't we have an entire episode about this?
I view any disagreement about Pink Floyd as a personal attack, and you should very well know that.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
I don't even tread lightly anymore.
Yeah. You just stomping all over Manhattan and Tokyo.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah. So anyways, again, a great round of feedback. I know I say this all the time, but we really appreciate that. Like it's a lot of fun for us to hear. And I should motion toward Kyle and I when I say it's a lot of fun for us to hear because of the constant. Now, those are absolutely personal attacks on you. You flat out got told to do better on the show.
That's not what I heard.
I'm not sure why that doesn't surprise me at all. That absolutely does not surprise me in any way, shape, or form. All right. Well, we are going to move on to what we are listening to this week, and we always call that our jammies. I had a big Van Halen week, but with 2 records that almost no one else listens to. So
the whole records?
Yeah.
Oh God, are you doing a Kyle thing?
What? Hold on.
What the hell's going on here? Good golly, Miss Molly.
That's twice in the same episode I got to debut the new drop. In as much as I was listening to whole albums, which apparently is just a Kyle thing, that's not the whole world.
I'm talking about when I make the playlist.
No, I'm going to tell you specific songs.
You're not going to put me on hold, and then you're going to call me, and then you're going to listen to the whole album 30 seconds at a time?
I have both of these albums on vinyl, so I'm going to call you, put you on speakerphone, and drop each song.
Wait. No. Maybe. Put that one down as a maybe.
Right. So, moving on. One is the last album that they did with Sammy Hagar, which is called Balance. And when it came out, it just got trashed. Like, everybody was like, nope, I don't like this at all. And I don't know if the shine had worn off of Sammy by that point or what, because it's a fantastic record. But over time, it is really, people are like, oh, I screwed up when Balance came out. Like, what a great album that is. And then they put out one in between with Gary Cherone, but then the next album after that ended up being their last studio record, and it was the return of David Lee Roth on vocals, and it's called A Different Kind of Truth. And that's another record that, man, when it came out, people just were not about it. And there was a whole thing where their bass player, Michael Anthony, had been replaced by Eddie's kid, and a lot of people at the time were like, oh, I could totally tell that's not Michael Anthony on the vocals. No, No, you can't. Like, you're just lying. And I get if you want to side with Michael Anthony, that's fine, but it doesn't make the songs any less good, you know?
Right.
So anyways, I listened to both of those records front to back a lot this week. And like Sammy's lyrics on Balance are really good. His singing is excellent. And Edward is just on fire on that record, just on fire. And A Different Kind of Truth, Edward is playing as good or better on that record than he is on Balance. And Dave's being Dave. There's like 3 or 4 songs that before you even get to the first verse, there's like 4, whoa, and, you know, oh yeah, you know. But the lyrics are like really clever, especially for David Lee Roth across the record. So tomorrow I'm going to call you and play 30-second snippets of each one.
Talk me through them.
Yeah, and let you know which ones I'll be putting on there. So it'll just be selections from those 2 records. If nothing else, everybody will get to appreciate Edward's wizardry because he just is on fire on both of those records. So it was a big Van Halen week for me. Kyle, what have you been listening to? The whole records that you're going to tell us a little bit about?
Whole records this week. And not just 1 or 2, maybe 3. Demi Lovato released her new record. I had to give it a listen.
Did you watch the doc?
I did. I'm all caught up. They release an episode each week.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm 4 episodes in it.
Okay.
I think it is.
Well, we'll get to that, I guess. Then
Yeah. So that's what led me to. I think that's the point of it coming out when it is because her new album's coming out. But that led me to checking out her new album, and I like it.
But you don't love it.
I like it because of how personal it is, and it's definitely like. I believe like cathartic for her,
Sure.
and that definitely shit she had to get off her chest. But then I also, while listening, realized that maybe I'm not that big of a fan of her in general.
Yeah,
I like her, but not the music that she does necessarily all the time.
We'll get to it with the show at the end because I read a review of the whole show, and somebody was like, "This is a great story and all," but I realized watching this that I don't like her.
Yeah,
like so that's kind of funny that you said the same thing.
Yeah, and
can I ask you one quick question?
Yeah.
Someone sent me this week, I think yesterday, someone sent me her covering Mad World.
Yeah,
that's on that record.
Okay. Yeah, and I dig her version of that. Okay. Yeah. And there's also the song that she did on what was the Grammys that she did it when she came back and did Anyone.
Yep.
That's also it's the first track on the record, and like I think she does phenomenal with that record.
Cool.
But it's just a lot of it's like just the poppy like radio stuff that she still is involved in because that's the kind of artist that she is.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah, and that's the bread and butter. There was that which couldn't be any more different than that. But Young Dolph and Key Glock put out an album called Dumber and Dumber 2, and it's like a
that's great.
It's the 2 of them on every song, just going back and forth. Also awesome. And if you're into Young Dolph or Key Glock, or you probably maybe you know who Key Glock is. I mentioned Young Dolph before, but
I don't think you've mentioned the other.
Yeah, it's good. I dig it.
That's good. What else?
And then beyond that, which couldn't be any more different than the first 2.
Talking about that Sturgill album?
No. I did get that in the mail today, though.
Oh, good. Michelle's face
on the porch when we got home.
Michelle's face lit up like a Christmas tree.
I've mentioned Francis and the Lights before.
Yeah.
I think it was like for like Farewell Starlight or whatever, but they have an older album called It'll Be Better. And I wanted to go back. I like all of his stuff now, and I wanted to go back and find out like if he had started at sounding like he does now, like
to
begin with. And you can see like the progression to where he's gotten now from where he started. And I dig his old stuff just as much as I dig his new stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb for this Pink Floyd connection, but I'm going to do it. So I always tell people that, though, like if they're like, would I like Pink Floyd before The Dark Side of the Moon? And I always tell them, like, Dark Side of the Moon's their 7th record. But if you go back, you can hear them becoming good enough to be the band to make The Dark Side of the Moon. Yeah. So there's like a lot of stuff where you'll hear it and you'll be like, oh, that's not quite as good as The Dark Side of the Moon. But if you listen to it in their progression, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel like it's probably the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. And I like the natural progression. To hear the natural progression and things is awesome to me. So, yeah.
It's like Pearl Jam's the same way. Like, I think Yield is the best album Pearl Jam will ever make. And you can hear on the first 4 record, including the giant mistake that is the album No Code. I'm throwing that out there for a friend of the show, Joe. Now that's a personal attack. But you can hear them becoming the band good enough to make Yield. And so I like hearing that progression. Yeah. You know, was that it, or did you have more?
It's just those 3 records. Yeah.
Well, still crazy diverse though.
Yeah.
And Michelle gets to spend some of her Sunday hearing little bits and pieces of every one of those records,
which is her favorite thing to do.
She seems to be resting her head upon her microphone right now, which is not how it works.
We can't hear your thoughts. Sorry.
Believe me, you don't want to.
Yeah, I was going to say, would there be a lot more F words if we could hear your thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These fucking idiots.
And so, The sheer delight, the sheer wonderment, the joy, the bundle of package of amazement that Michelle is. Share your Jammy Jams with everyone, please.
I would love to, and they're not albums.
Oh, sweet.
I know.
Are they podcasts?
No. It's not NPR. So Kyle had turned me on to is it a new John Legend single or just
Came out in 2020.
So newish.
I thought you were going to be like, I used to love you. I think it's new. Like, no, that's like 14 years ago.
I went and looked at the whole album. I think it was released last year, so it's not new, but
So it's John Legend and Jerry.
what?
Oh boy, John Legend and Jerry Lewis, classic duo.
John Legend and Gary Clark Jr.
Okay.
They have a song called Wild.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you just knew about it and you just didn't say anything?
I think that's on both of their records. You don't like blues, and Gary.
I like
Gary
John
Clark,
Legend.
Yeah, but you don't like blues, and
This
Gary,
is not a blues song.
Holy cow! Had I finished my point, here's what it would have sounded like. You don't like blues, and Gary Clark Jr.
I'm really happy for you. I'm let you finish.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
Oh, that was well placed.
I would have heard it on Gary Clark's album, is my point. Ergo, I wouldn't have said to you, hey, you should hear this Gary Clark. Let me put it this way. If John Legend was on a Floyd record, I wouldn't have been like, hey, you should hear this song. Because you would have been like, no, thank you to Pink Floyd.
I would just tune out the Pink Floyd part.
Sweet.
Also, Kaleo.
Yeah.
That one band.
I'll go back and edit it after we know for sure.
Not only did they refinalize their new album coming out in a couple weeks, the 23rd, I think, but they released a new single.
Sweet.
It's called Skinny, and it's great. I think it's the best of the 3 singles that they've released for this new record. So.
Adjacent to Jammy Jams in general and your Jammy Jams, as a follow-up to last week, I meant to listen to that Parker Millsap song.
You should.
Yeah, I did. I didn't, but I meant to.
Kyle listened to it. We listened to it again today, and he said he hates it less.
Oh, well, that's good.
I guess I didn't really hate it to begin with. I dislike it less.
Oh, he
than I
did say
before.
dislike. He dislikes it less than before.
Okay, well,
So-
hey, that's progress.
It's growing. That's exactly what she said verbatim.
I said I'll take it.
Yeah, that's progress. That's progress. I think you don't dislike Floyd any less than you ever have.
I'm still waiting to get. I'll get there, man.
Yeah.
There'll be something, man.
You ever see those memes that are like, waiting for the mail to come and it's a skeleton in a chair? Like, that's going to be me waiting for you to like Pink Floyd. I think I'm going to have it on like infinite loop at my grave. Like I have like the Wish You Were Here album just on infinite.
That's the one.
Yeah, probably.
Out of all the music, that's the one.
Of Floyd?
Of the music that you're going to play on infinite loop on your gravesite.
Pink Floyd? I'll ask again.
Well, like Michael Jackson or Prince or Elvis. Dude,
okay,
it's Pink
how long?
Floyd.
We've known each other for 18 years, probably.
How old am I?
By how you look, 47.
You think I look as old as you?
What artist do you think you've heard me talk more about?
I don't listen when you talk, man.
That's the God's truth. And on that note, we'll go ahead and go to break. We are going to come back in a minute, and we're going to talk about how things have gone for us with this pandemic, music-wise and live show-wise and new music and everything. So we'll be back in a minute. You're listening to the Infectious Group podcast on the Odd Pods Media Network.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm Richie.
And I'm Little Matt.
And here at the 500 Section Lounge, we have a few requirements.
First, you've got to be able to talk about anything at all.
Secondly, you need to be able to laugh, play games, and talk to some very interesting people.
From sports radio personalities to reality television contest finalists and everything in between, we talk to them all.
Yeah, it's all right here in the lounge.
So be on the lookout for what we do next.
And always be there to
grab a listen.
I am Christy.
And I'm Leighton.
And together we are
Married Mash,
a podcast on a couple's guide to whiskey tasting.
Give us a listen as we try not only a whiskey, but branch out into new adventures, like cooking with whiskey, various cocktails,
delish,
other alcohol-related drinks,
brought to you by our Potluck segment,
and bottom shelvers,
better known as the BS Review.
Then we'll try a new whiskey we haven't had before.
Will we clink it?
Or will we sink it?
Listen for our weekly episodes on Anchor, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And remember,
always drink responsibly.
Indeed.
Hey there, we're BFYTW Podcast. I'm Pantsless Aaron, I'm the host, and we are three silly people playing very silly games for fakey points that don't count for anything. Our permanent team captains are a veteran and a podcaster, and a veteran podcaster, it's Stevie.
Hey guys, it's Midnight Smoke here. I love being funny, goofy, and I'm here for your entertainment.
And his permanent opponent, my oldest friend and a gamer and a storyteller, it's Jorge.
Hey guys, Jorge here, HH_Empire, and I am the logical voice to this maelstrom of chaos, sometimes.
Well, if you like silly people playing silly games, then you want to come hang out with us at BFYTW Podcast every week. That's BFYTWpodcast.com.
We are back and we're lining up the second half of the Infectious Groove podcast. We got through our feedback and our jammy jams and all that stuff. And Michelle brought so much light and insight into the world with her jammy jams.
By just appearing here, yes. Just walking down these stairs.
Yeah, I would say probably half our listener base is people just hanging on your every word, if I were to guess. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yup. You're welcome.
This topic came up for me to bring to you guys like an idea of something to talk about because when we started this show, there was no pandemic
yet.
Yeah, the big surprise was coming still. And my original vision for the show was like, with how many shows you and I mean, we've gone to 3-4 concerts a week in the past, you know. My thought was like, oh, we're going to have an overflowing amount of stuff, like with the three of us all going to shows together. You know, we'll be able to do reviews of shows, and then there'll be a ton of albums coming out. We can do album reviews and all that stuff. And then the whole world got locked down, and music as a whole damn near went away.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to change gears on the whole concept of the show. And like, not that we're going to change gears completely when the world goes back to quote unquote normal, but I'm hoping that in the future we can get back to some of those type of things, you know, that we do. Like now, the only concert stories we really tell are like, oh, I saw them 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, there's no really way. And the idea for me was like with tours and stuff, like if we go see a tour and we can really put our stamp of approval on it, you know, if somebody's like, oh, well, I wasn't sure I was going to buy tickets or not. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was the idea. Or like, oh, I was going to buy tickets, but I guess I'm not going to now, you know?
Yeah.
And we never got that
People
far.
are going to look for the Michelle endorsement.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would assume it's going to go on posters for concerts. Yeah. It'll probably be printed.
It'll be in radio ads.
Oh, yeah. Miller Lite presents Clear Channel.
Stinker free.
A Clear Channel presentation. So-and-so in concert. Michelle endorsed. Yeah.
I didn't even fall asleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what you need to do is you need to get in on that Live Nation money and have them put like a $2 Michelle fee on each ticket for a Michelle endorsed artist. That's what you need to do, which I think would be, from my experience with you, about 4 total artists would get endorsed.
That's okay.
You should see Michelle's concert review. They played the songs I wanted to hear and left.
It was 4 songs. Yeah. I went home and I was in bed by 10.
Everybody else's review on Ticketmaster's 1 star for being 4 songs. Michelle's got the only 5-star review. I was in bed by 10.
Yes.
Oh, God.
So, having said that, let me ask you guys this. How much do you miss live shows?
What's a live show?
Yeah, you forgot what they were.
Yeah.
It's been, what's the Titanic quote? It's been 84 years.
Yeah. It feels like it's been 84 years.
Well, my thing was when we all first met, your thing, Kyle, was you were like, yes, like we're going to go to all the concerts now and it's going to be great. And then I feel like I took you to the promised land. Like we went to the Garth show.
God damn, yeah.
And I remember telling you beforehand, I'm like, I swear to God, no matter how much it sounds like I'm overhyping this, like I'm not. And then like 3 songs in, you were like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yep, accurate.
Which is a stark contrast to Michelle's reply to our response when she saw Garth.
I feel like the only concert we've been to is, what's his face? We went to Parker Millsap and then...
Parker Millsap was a great show.
Me and Kyle,
it was.
went to Parker Millsap and then the one at the Taylor Fair.
Oh, I feel terrible that I can't remember his name from the outfield.
Yes, why can't I remember?
Tony Lewis.
Tony Lewis.
I almost had to look it up. Tony, who unfortunately passed away since we saw him.
That's it. Right?
That's where the guilt was coming from. I was like, oh, he passed away. I should remember his name. But then I was like, oh man, and then this whole year is going to be great. And then no, not so much.
It was not great.
So like having had a taste, Kyle, of like...
Yeah, see, so I was going to say that I did not miss them as much as you guys did because previous to knowing you guys, I hated being around a bunch of people and doing that whole thing.
He still does. Don't let him.
But I disagree with that now, because now that you put it that way, I was just getting my feet wet and really, really wanting to start going to shows. And then,
I forgot about that Parker Millsap show. That show was fire.
Yes, it was.
Fire.
That dude, there was like 50 people maybe in a place that seats like 500, and that dude played like he was playing to 20,000 people.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It didn't feel like a small show.
Me personally, I have our friend Bumblefoot is coming to town here in like 3 weeks, which you have got to go to that show, by the way. Not you. It's gonna go well past 10. We're talking. He could play as late as 10:30. Even.
I'll be so far in bed.
Yeah. So I'm gonna slowly edge back into live shows, and I'm really, really, really stoked about it. I know things, and I'm not saying this to be funny. Things are probably a little bit different for you, seeing as you have a human being growing inside of you. I do. Now. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Do you not?
I do.
How does that even change for you? Like coming out of the pandemic, when shows start going again, are you gonna be like, oh, but the kid though? How do you feel about it?
Wait, you can't bring a baby to a concert?
I see people bring babies to concerts all the time. So
I think that it'll be a nice transition. It wouldn't be like a hard stop for me. Like we wouldn't have been going to shows 3 and 4 nights a week, and then all of a sudden you're like, no.
We've talked in the past about your threshold for concert tickets.
Yeah. From
what I understand, let's use a marquee act, a reunited Eagles, including bringing people back from the dead. Mm-hmm. That's about a $15 show for you.
Well, the Eagles just don't do much for me anyways, so you're like, I'd wait for the Groupon.
Right, but I was in general, because there's going to be a Groupon for the reunited Eagles.
With people from the dead.
But what will your threshold change? Because before, I know that I could pretty much be like, hey, Joe Blow's playing the Shelter, and you'd be like, okay, are you going to still try and be gung-ho about it, or did the pandemic help you be like, I could probably ease away from
it? Won't be about money, it would be about what is worth it, what I will even have time for. Right. It would be like, do I want to waste a babysitting night on this?
Because if you think you don't have time now, wait till the kid gets here. I heard that you like that when people say that to you.
I'm practicing my breathing. Can you hear me?
Just wait till the kid gets here. I heard that you like that a lot when people say that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So
can you hear me through my clenched teeth?
Right. But how was the adjustment for you initially, though? Like when we went from just, hey, we can go to as many shows as we want, to nothing at all. Like, how did you take it initially?
I feel like we've been strung along. Remember how it was supposed to be over by last Easter?
Right.
And so I kept being like, and then I was like, it'll definitely be over by my birthday in May. And then I was like, oh, we'll definitely be over by the summer. So I just kept hoping that in a couple months, it would be over. And then I turned around twice, and now it's a year later. Right. So I was never planning on being a year. If they told us a year ago, they'd be like, yeah, it's still going to be going on full strength in a year. Just strap in. I'd be probably devastated. But I feel like it was kind of that's probably why they did it.
Yeah, I've heard that theory on a lot of different things, not just concerts, where they were like, if they would have told everybody all at once, there would have been a big problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
How
does that make sense though?
No, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. For me, I think the big thing where I was like, this is a bigger deal than I'm thinking it is, was Roger Waters was the first artist to be like, see you next year. There was
I do remember that.
There was no we'll get back to you and reschedule in the fall or anything. It was just like, hey, the whole tour is happening at least a year from now. And there hasn't even been an update since. So Roger's probably like, I don't even know about this year.
And I think when it happened last year, when Kaleo kept rescheduling their...
I appreciate the dedication of that joke.
They keep rescheduling that show that we were supposed to go to, and the album kept getting really pushed back, and then the Roger Water things, we were like, these people, man, don't they know it's going to be over in a couple months? And then we were wrong.
And it turns out they knew better the whole time. So actually, you mentioning the Kaleo record getting delayed. So how did the pandemic affect how much music you listen to? And I'm not being funny when I say this. Zero. Kyle, you went in way harder. And I did the Spotify episode that we did this year kind of opened my eyes to how much it restricted me, which tied directly into live shows for me. I used to go to live shows and catch on to new people all the time from opening acts or just people getting at me being like Shaky Graves, you don't even know this person, but let's go. The cutoff of live music put a huge dent in me getting new music. And then I think it probably relates to you not going to much shows ahead of time.
Yeah, I didn't look at it like that because I never got my music from going to see it live.
Right.
It was other people I knew or stuff I found on the internet, whatever.
The other thing that affected me in a big way was that like most major artists, if your name wasn't Taylor Swift or Eminem, who both put out 2 albums apiece last year, everybody just gave up and was like, oh, I guess we can't put on an album if we can't tour.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, one of my favorite bands, Extreme, they've been sitting on a finished record for 2 years, and they're just like, oh, well, when we can tour again. It's like, well, why don't you just put it out for your fans?
That's
though?
that was the most frustrating part, I think, of last year.
So how did it go for you?
For finding new music?
Finding new music, or even the amount of music that you listen to. Did you, because like you used to commute almost an hour to work every day, you probably listened to a good amount of music then, and then all of a sudden you weren't commuting.
Yeah, so during shutdown, I think I definitely listened to way less music. Like I was only working 3 hours a day, and then the rest of the time it was not music forward. So like minimal at all in the beginning.
Then we did that album tournament where you had to listen to pieces of crap like Pet Sounds.
And like more than once.
Yeah, I know. Good Lord.
And like 2 albums a week.
Who would listen to Pet Sounds more than once? I mean, really.
But I think that I didn't realize how much I liked my commute. Like, I just put on playlists and I let them shuffle and I find new things. And when I'm at work.
We found out how much your commute relied on that because all of a sudden you were saying things for your jammy jams. Like, I was listening to an audiobook.
Yep. Accurate. And then, because I don't like being told what to do. So, like, I don't really want people to tell me what music to listen to. I want to find it on my own.
I've never heard that about you. So, well, it's funny is I don't think we've ever talked about this on the show, but when we were in the early days of putting together the show, we would have way longer conversations before the show about like the direction of the show and whatnot. Yeah. And I was talking about how like, oh, it'll be great because we'll get crowdsourced. Like people will turn us on to new music all the time. And you were like, hell yeah, Kyle was. And Michelle was like, I don't want to hear from people about what I want to tell people what to listen to. I should.
Don't talk to me.
I was like, all right, well, just tell me and Kyle what to listen to. But so what about new artists? Like, was it mostly, did you hear about new artists from Kyle?
From him. And then since you stopped doing it, Russ, then I had to find it on my own.
I could stop anytime I want.
So you stopped hearing about it because you stopped going to shows, which greatly impacted me. I don't think you understand.
Yeah. I need to think more about how my actions impact you.
We really just need to think about coronavirus because that's ruined everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there hasn't been a lot of death or the economy
Okay,
hasn't
now
been
you make me sound like an asshole.
No, you make me sound like an asshole. But no, and actually, in all honesty, I meant to make that sort of disclaimer when we started. Like, we understand the grand scheme of things.
Yes, this is just geared toward the impact it's had on our music intake.
But also, in the grand scheme of things, poor me, though. For not being able to go to concerts. And actually, as has just been brought to my attention, way bigger deal. Poor Michelle. Way bigger deal.
Yeah, so like I had to rely on this guy who's like listened to this whole album 6 times.
Oh, what a dick!
And then,
what a dick!
I know. And then where you were like, listen to this one song. This is the one song I know you'll like.
Yeah, I do provide you that service.
You do.
Yep. I could just say so many times where I've been like, don't bother with the rest of this.
Don't buy the whole album.
Yeah,
just get this one song.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. I truly didn't even think about that. Like that probably was a big like.
I was left on my own.
Is that why you've been mad at me for like a year?
Yeah. I've been waiting.
That and a few other things.
Do you want the list alphabetically?
Yes, please. Just send me the spreadsheet. Send it to me in Google Docs. So with new artists then, with new artists, I came into a couple, but I feel like there was probably like career launches and stuff planned that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're just like, what's the point in even trying to launch a new artist right now? This kind of opens us up to the joke of Kyle's newfound, I don't know if I should call it obsession with vinyl. I don't know if Michelle, would you use that word?
I would use that word every day.
How did the pandemic affect how much music you bought? Because now that I did not slow down at all. Like, I just kept.
Would you say you ramped up, Kyle? Would you say that?
Just a little bit. I mean, I went from owning one vinyl record to owning more than what Michelle has now.
In less than a year, man.
Yeah, but you are stricken with the same curse that I have where you genuinely like so many different genres.
Yes.
Okay. So, and actually I just shot a YouTube video for our channel the other day about it with like 5 vinyl collecting tips. And one of the tips was like, don't just go buy everything, like buy what you like. And I said in the video, I was like, no, that's rich coming from a guy sitting in the middle of 1,400 records. But I genuinely like all that different music. Like what my point was in the video is like, don't just go buy Fleetwood Mac Rumors and Pet Sounds because you're supposed to own Fleetwood Mac Rumors and Pet Sounds. Like if you genuinely love those records. You can skip
Pet Sounds.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. 4 out of 10, something like that. But you know what I mean? And like, that's the problem though. Like I know a lot of people who like, are siloed into they like this type of rock or this type of rap even. Yeah. And when you genuinely like so much different stuff, you're like, damn it, I got to own all this different stuff.
Yeah, so, I also find myself being a completist, which is equally as bad.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It takes a band has to put out a terrible album for me to be like, okay, I'm not. Let me put it this way. I ordered a bootleg of Van Halen 3 on vinyl yesterday, an album that's never even been pressed on vinyl because Van Halen is ashamed of it. But I have every
it's
other.
It's complete the collection.
Yeah,
now.
I have every
These
other
are
Van Halen
Pokemon
record.
cards, man. You don't got to catch them all.
If you want to look to your right, you will see that I absolutely have to catch them all.
I believe there's a woman upstairs who also agrees with me.
Yes, she does. But for me, especially because of the vinyl format, you can do so much by mail order. The pandemic had zero effect.
Wait, you didn't go to Dearborn Music? You didn't go out of your way?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this on the air, but yeah, I did a couple of times during lockdown. I texted their owner and was like, "You meet me at the door, please."
You were like, "I need my fix." Yep. You just shove it under the door.
Yep. Yeah, I was in the store a couple of times when they were supposed to be closed. But how did it go for you? You bought zero music, right? And I usually say, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's really funny. Like, no, seriously, how much music have you physically purchased in the last year?
I bought the new. No, you bought that for me.
Swing and a miss. Go on.
I bought that Fantastic Kings of Leon. I was going to say I bought that new Mumford record, but I didn't even know it existed until he bought it.
Oh, boy.
Wait.
So, hold on. We're still at none.
Are we accidentally doing the episode about how Michelle doesn't like music?
I don't need to buy it. He buys everything.
Yeah. See, that's a blessing.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? I should be thanking him.
Yes. Would you like to take this opportunity right now to thank God?
In front of everyone?
No.
So for me, it didn't affect anything. There were things, let me say this, there were things that were planned. Like, I think the biggest thing that I got last year, I was very fortunate to get the Prince Sign of the Times box set, which is like an 11 LP version of Sign of the Times. But there were things like that were like in the pipeline way before everything that still came out that I was happy about. But on the other hand, I know of many artists who just, like I said, completely put their whole thing on hold.
Did you go to Record Store Day?
I went to one of they broke it up into 3 drops last year, and I went to one of them, maybe
like
2.
Stood in line or went after?
Oh, I went after.
Okay.
There was only one release that I wanted, and it was of an album I already had, but they did like a special version for Record Store Day, so
new cover art.
Speaking of which, Record Store Day is in a couple weeks, and it's on my birthday, which I have to assume they did on purpose. No, just to look.
I was going to make a joke, and then you're just going to make fun of me. So,
well, go ahead.
Again, we can't hear your thoughts, so you have to actually talk.
You sound disappointed, but I want to remind you that's a good thing.
That I have to talk?
No, that we don't hear your thoughts.
Oh, for sure. You'd be even more confused.
I feel like a lot of times it would just be like the sound of a hamster running in a wheel.
It's like the Peanuts, like the parents.
I thought you meant you like Peter Griffin, like you had your own theme music.
Oh, that too.
Like when you walk, it's just do 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 do. But then I'll tell you the other thing though is like the artists that did have releases last year. Like I love the fact that Eminem and Taylor Swift just put out 2 surprise records. Like they were like, "You're locked down, we're locked down." Boom. And I think everybody should have done that.
Yeah.
At least these legacy acts who always like I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but let's just say there was a hard rock band out of LA from who put out 5 records
LA
in the
Guns?
last. The lead singer got fired from LA Guns, and then I don't want to name names, but the lead singer got fired from LA Guns and then started a similarly titled band.
I'll have to read between the lines on this one.
Yeah, and let's just say again, hypothetical, that they had only put out 5 records in the past 35 years. They might have been able to use the year to put together music and put it out. You know, and no one did that. And
especially
none of the artists. Yeah. Well, it's always especially them. But I wish more artists had done that.
I guess that goes back to how messed up things are with how the music industry works, because they're so dependent on touring with that record that it's not even worth it for them to put out music.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. And oh my God, that sucks.
Yes.
So much. So I guess the last question I have is, we hope that we're near the end of this now. And by the way, if you don't know, this show is recorded in Michigan, where we're fucking up.
Number one.
Yeah, we're number one.
I know it's not a joke.
So what are your plans once we get through this? Like, are you heading out to show? Well, like I said, you and I at least have a show to go to in a couple of weeks, which is great. But like, let's say all things being equal, like stadium shows, arena shows, everything goes back to normal. What's your plans? Like, are you going to start trying to hit up shows again, or what are you going to do?
I got to restart back where I was trying to start before and started going to more stuff.
Garth might be able to help you kick that off, by the way.
Even though I just feel like it's going to be weird now, because it's not going to be the same as it was before
Here's my hope.
This whole thing happened.
I'm hoping audiences are way more appreciative. Like, I hope it's a don't know what you got till it's gone situation. Like,
that'll last like a month.
I don't want to name any names, but somebody at the table checks their phone a lot at concerts, and I'm hoping
I have a lot of important Instagram messages.
Yeah, for sure.
There's so many memes.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. You certainly don't pay attention to the band that traveled here, brought their light rig, worked for months on their set list, and are performing for you.
But they're not singing the songs I want to hear.
Right. So, it's totally their fault. I totally agree. And the meme is more important, really, when you think about it. So I hope that, and like you said, that's a very cynical comment you made, but it's probably true. I feel like the first month of shows, people could come out and play like Happy Birthday, and people are going to be like, this is the greatest rendition of Happy Birthday I've ever heard. And then the next month they could do like their fan favorite album front to back, and everybody's going to just go back to checking their phones.
Yeah.
So I'm a little worried about that, but I'm going to do the same thing I've always done at the concert, which is enjoy the hell out of it. What is your plan? What's it going to take for you to say, I need someone to watch this kid so I can go out to this show?
I just hand it to Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, the Bumblefoot show's on Thursday. Michelle's going to be like, you meant to say Michelle.
Like, you touched it last.
Hey, who wants to go see Pink Floyd? Everybody, Michelle puts her finger on her nose immediately.
I don't, what is the question was, what will it take to go to a show?
What the hell's going on here? Good golly, Miss Molly.
I promise the listeners I'm not going to overuse that going forward, but it's just easier when she's confused or we're confused by her to drop that. The question was, what's it going to take to get you to say to someone, hey, I need someone to watch the kid because I'm going to the show tonight? What's it going to take?
A show.
Any show at all.
Yeah.
Any show at all.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I need a specific answer
a
from
show
you.
that I want to go to.
This is the part where you would share your specific answer with people.
Wait, is it Creed? Are you embarrassed?
Yeah, like who is it that you would... So, Kaleo?
Yeah.
Okay, Kaleo the Lone Bellow.
Yeah. Mumford.
Well, I don't know if we can have Mumford anymore.
It'll just be Marcus touring by himself.
That's fine. He can come and play our backyard.
It'll be Mumford and Son. Yeah, and I would love it if Mumford would come play the backyard. Holy shit.
You and me both.
So
Kyle, go somewhere else. Just kidding. That was wrong. I'm sorry.
Don't you have somewhere to take Kyle tonight?
I have to watch the baby.
What backyard are we talking about here?
Oh, no.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. No. So... Before we went on air today, I mentioned to Michelle that I came up with a soundboard for myself to keep on the second monitor here because she fails at using all the drops that I made for her. So in addition to me using the drops, she's now determined to use hers, which I didn't even mean to start out with reverse psychology, but I totally nailed it.
So this is a complete side note, but Barb says that I'm like Jason that way. She's like, people have to use reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Like, I didn't even set out to do that, but as it's been happening, I've been like, oh, this totally worked out.
And I'm aware that it's happening, and I just play along.
Right. Yep. So
because you can't tell me what to do.
Yes, everyone knows. That is our thoughts on that. I think it's been a fun, positive way to look at things because, like, there has been some positive things that came over this thing, but then there's a lot of negative negatives, and we're just going to try and get through it.
I also just noticed that I won't even know if a concert's like super different than it was before, because I've only been to a handful of concerts. So I can just be like, oh, this is how it was the entire time. Sweet.
I always use the examples of my past, but like when I saw Floyd and they did the Dark Side of the Moon for the first time in 19 years, like if they're doing that and I'm losing my mind, you'd be like, oh, what is this different? Yes, it's different. They haven't played this album in 20 years. Okay, and that's a big deal. Yes, that's a big deal. But I do. Garth might be able to help you out with shows again, because from what I understand, they're getting ready to push forward no matter what.
Good.
Garth, he said that they may, stadiums may have mask policies and they may not be serving concessions, but they're going to do the shows anyways. So we'll have to see how the story develops on that. Speaking of interesting stories, so we talked a couple weeks ago about how we got rid of the music news segment because I felt that a lot of these stories that we read could be made into full topics. And Kyle brought us an awesome topic late last night that I need to look into more, but we're going to turn it into next week's full topic, which is the business of artificial intelligence getting into making music. And if you haven't looked into this yet, just so if you want to look into it before next week, there's computers out there basically taking like Jay-Z vocal samples and making him rap things that he's never rapped before. Eminem, the same thing. I think they updated The Real Slim Shady or My Name Is, maybe, where it was things Eminem had never said before.
Yeah, what song?
But I think it was My Name Is. But they updated it to like include current happenings, and Eminem never said these things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then there's another one, and the one I don't want to spoil it, the one Kyle brought to us specifically was literally the one thing where I was like, wait, that's a good idea. So we're going to get into all that, basically artificial intelligence and how it
robots,
and how it relates specifically to artistry and music. So we're going to get into that next week. If Michelle said anything that has offended the living hell out of you this week,
I didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Or anything where you just said, like to Casey's quote, what the hell's going on here? Please, by all means, give us a call, 313-364-9899. Leave us a voicemail or a text. And if you want to visit us on any other social media, you can hit infectiousgroupodcast.com.
Send us pictures of you spitting your coffee all over your car.
I'm going to put that on Instagram later this week so everybody can see it. It was great. That is everything we have this week. Like we always say about this time, without music, life would be a mistake. Bye.
The Infectious Groove podcast is hosted by Russ Robinson, Kyle Wimple, and Michelle Koselecki. Produced and edited by Russ Robinson. Intro and outro music composed by Chris Kimmel. Opening credits read by Stacey Robinson. Recorded with a Rode Podcaster Pro and Rode Pod mics.